Hi, everybody. Welcome to a new all of the above budget movie review. And to stick with our DC theme, we're going for the man in tights. And well, we did Batman and we did Superman, sort of. We had Man of Steel, the most recent Superman. But still, there were the classics, the Superman collection, the first five Superman movies. And yeah, it's I like I like some collector's boxes. Like I showed you the Alien box that had the quadrilogy box that had all the stuff in them. This is the Ultimate Edition box for Superman. It has a nice case, so and it has the box. I loved the movies. The first Superman movie with Christopher Reeve playing Superman and Margot Kidder playing Lois Lane, of course. They're classics. Um, the first one was a classic all the way. It tells the origin story of Superman. It has the comic feel, but it has a grounded feel. It's not like too big. It's not cartoony. It's not campy. It's just action, science fiction, and yeah, it has a nice way of showing how Superman came to Earth, what happened to Krypton, and yeah, Richard Donner made the first movie, and he did it very well. I loved how Christopher Reeve played Corporal Kent, the kind of goofy journalist, and he played Superman, the really tough superhero. He could play the role perfectly. So the first movie, yeah, like I said, it tells how Superman came to be, and it introduces us to Lex Luthor, played by Gene Wilder, or Gene Hackman. Sorry, Gene Hackman. Another Gene, but well, we're in the Gene pool. I don't know where that one came from, but okay. Well, Gene Hackman plays uh, good Lex Luthor. He's not my favorite Lex Luthor, but he is up there. Yeah, and the first movie is magical. It's like an introduction. Like I said, we get the origin story, and we get to meet all the characters. We get to see the Daily Planet, everything. Um, it's a great way to get started in the Superman mythos. We see Marlon Brando as Jor-El opening the movie. We see him during the movie as not a Force ghost, because it's not Star Wars, but a sort of living hologram who tells Kal-El, Superman, where he came from, what his powers are, and everything in between. Um, yeah, I saw the first movie and I loved it. Then it was time for a sequel. We got Superman 2, and it kind of follows the first one, because in the first one, General Zod and his cronies are shot into the negative zone. Um, at the climax of the final movie, something happens and they come to Earth, or the moon, and then to Earth, with the same power Superman has. So immediately yeah, they're good, a good team to go against Superman, because they have the same powers, and Superman's not really, yeah, it's more difficult for him to stand up to them, because well, the playing grounds leveled. So, and this movie was great. It was nice to see Lex Luthor again, played by Gene Hackman. We see General Zod and his group of people. Um, and the second movie was originally done by Richard Donner, but he was let off because of studio things. So somebody else finished part two, and that's the part two that was in the cinemas that we all know. But by the time this box set came out, there was the Richard Donner cut, and that's the way Richard Donner envisioned his Superman 2. And yes, his Superman 2 connects to the original movie, just like the original second one did. But he had a big plan of two or three movies, I think, in his head, but he couldn't finish it. But with all the things he had lying around, still he could make a cut that shows us how they did it. Most likely like the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League, but that's another story for another time. We get a third Superman movie, and by that time, Superman is, well, the tone shifts. It becomes more comedic. We get Richard Pryor, who plays a villain. We don't see Lex Luthor in this one, so Gene has a movie off. We again see Christopher Reeve. We see Margot Kidder for about 15 minutes. And it's all about, well, Richard Pryor helping some big guy take over the world thanks to computers. And we see, well, Superman return to Smallville. Yes, Smallville, the place where he came from. So it was a good movie. It was just a total tonal shift for the other two, in where we get sacrifice in the other one, and we get, well, drama, and we get action. In this one, we get a lot of comedy. The jokes in the first two were accidental. These jokes feel more like they were put in there. Um, and then we get to part four, Quest for Peace. What kind of things can I say about that one? What? It's short. It's around 90 minutes. Most of the Superman movies are about 2 hours, and this one's 90 minutes. So that's a good thing, because yeah, we get Christopher Reeve again. It's his final movie as Superman. He does a good job with the things he's given. He was kind of reluctant to return, and I can't imagine. Watched as I watched this movie, I thought, well, what? Yeah. Um, it has, well, Gene Hackman return as Lex Luthor. We see the guy from Two and a Half Men play his numbskull nephew, who laughs like he's, well, two brain cells short of a six pack. Yeah, it's a movie I watch for continue. Yeah, if I watch the entire collection, I watch this movie, but I'll try to forget it. And then it was time. Time went by for a little bit. And well, Christopher Reeve got into an accident, got disabled, eventually died. So he wouldn't be returning for another Superman movie. So Quest for Peace was Christopher Reeve's final movie. And for me, Christopher Reeve will always be my first Superman. And he will be remembered as the Superman. So, yeah, we're going to miss him. Really. Then came Superman Returns, made by Bryan Singer, and it has, well, some kind of guy who looks like Christopher Reeve but isn't Christopher Reeve playing Superman. And yeah, I think it's Brad or Rauch or something. I'll put the name down here when yeah. It was nice. It had its strong points. One of the strong points was the Lex Luthor. My favorite Lex Luthor up till now. Yeah, the actor that played Lex Luthor kicked ass. Um, yeah, I loved that part of the movie. I loved the story, but it was too long, and there were a lot of times nothing really happened. So, um, yeah, it's a nice movie, but it's not really something I would envision seeing in a Superman movie. Sorry, in a Superman movie. So, um, yeah. Then, well, we went through all the Superman movies, and it was high time for a spin-off, and that spin-off came after the Christopher Reeve. So in between Christopher Reeve and Superman Returns time, there was Supergirl, and Supergirl is a spin-off. And I loved Supergirl because as a teen, I was in love with Helen Slater. She was one of my teen crushes. Um, yeah. So seeing her as Supergirl in this outfit, wow, just wow. Um, I loved the movie. It was nice seeing Helen Slater playing Kara Zor-El or Kara L. Zor-El. I don't know. But she really they made a good movie. It was not a super movie, but it was entertaining. It showed us how Supergirl came to Earth, had a mission, and eventually fought a witch, fell in love. Uh, well, we see Jimmy Olsen in this movie, the same actor that played Jimmy Olsen in the original movies. So there's a bit of continuity in there. We get the niece of Lois Lane in this movie. We get a sort of uh, sober Peter O'Toole, although in the last part we see him is mostly drunk. Faye Dunaway, who plays the witch Selena, and well, Helen Slater, of course. I want to mention her because look at her. I mean, wow, yeah. Um, did you see any of those Superman or Superman adjacent movies? If you did, well, let me know down here what you thought of it. Let me know. You can subscribe down here too and like this video. I just want to say thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye.